During the 17 and 1800s, Europe went through a period of revolution. Due to the ideas of the Enlightenment, people wanted, in John Locke's words, life, liberty, and property. The monarchies of the time didn't do a good job of providing these things, which obviously angered the people. The only way for the people to gain these freedoms was through revolt. One country that took this route was Italy. The Italian Revolution was fought on both the political and military planes. Guiseppe Garibaldi led the rebels in the fighting, while Camillo de Cavour fought the political battle. Giuseppe's first pivotal victory was the conquest of Sicily. This turning point began with the Battle of Calatafimi.
All right, men, get up! Sailing to Sicily. Get out of the tent. Hey, you, get out of there. Come on, we're sailing to Sicily.
What?
That's not a request.
Yes, sir.
Get up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Get ready. Stop doing. All right, we're sailing to Sicily to rid us of the French.
Yeah!
You ready?
For Italy!
All right,
Let's go!
Let's go. Hey, get that look off your face.
Guiseppe Garibaldi was an ambitious rebel leader who rose up to lead the rebellion in Italy. Giuseppe and his army of rebel guerrillas all wore bright red shirts in battle and became aptly named the Red Shirts. While Camillo de Cavour was fighting a battle on the political level, Giuseppe was engaged in a physical battle against the French. After rounding up and assembling his small rebel army in southern Italy, Giuseppe and his men boarded 2 ships and sailed to Sicily, an island off the coast of Italy. The army landed at the coastal town of Massala on May 11, 1860. Giuseppe then proceeded to round up several local bands of rebels, swelling his ranks to near 1,200. Giuseppe's rebel army then geared up and marched for Calatafimi, where a French garrison of near 3,000 regulars awaited them.
My good man, we are here to take over the French garrison. Join our fight for Italian independence.
Finally, a noble leader to lead us to freedom. I will go fetch my troops.
Okay, meet us over in the field.
I shall.
Let us go, men. Hello, my good man. I am Guiseppe Garibaldi, and I am here to free us from French rule. Join me.
Yes, sir. I will go rally my troops immediately.
Thank you. Meet us in the next field. Let us go, man.
After rounding up the local bands of rebels, Giuseppe advanced on the Bourbon French garrison at Calatafimi. This force was made up of 3,000 French regulars, a much larger and more experienced army than Giuseppe's small band of red shirts. Thankfully for the rebels, they had a valiant cause to fight for. This instilled the red shirts with vigor unknown to the common soldier. Despite the seemingly impossible odds, the red shirts were undaunted. The rebels fought in a hit-and-run guerrilla style. This gave them a tactical advantage over their enemies. After a long day of fighting, Giuseppe and the rebels emerged victorious. This victory opened up the path to Palermo, and Giuseppe jumped on it. He marched to Palermo and laid siege to the city soon after Calatafimi. Because of his decisive victory at Calatafimi, Giuseppe had no problem attracting more rebels. By the time he reached the Straits of Messina, his army had reached near 20,000 men, a sure force to be reckoned with. Giuseppe then continued his conquest in Italy, eventually helping to unite the entire country under Victor Emmanuel. now consider the period which is just drawing to a close as almost the last stage of our national resurrection. Prepare ourselves to finish worthily the marvelous design of the elect of 20 generations, the completion of which Providence has reserved for this fortunate age. Yes, young men, Italy owes to you an undertaking which has merited the applause of the universe. You have conquered, and you will conquer still, because you are prepared for the tactics that decide the fate of battles. You are not unworthy of the men who entered the ranks of a Macedonian phalanx, and who contended not in vain with the proud conquerors of Asia. To this wonderful page in our country's history, another more glorious still will be added, and the slave shall show at last his free brothers a sharpened sword forged from the links of his fetters. To arms then, all of you, the oppressors and the mighty shall disappear like dust. You too, women, cast away all the cowards from your embraces. They will give you only cowards for children. And you who are the daughters of the land of beauty must bear children who are noble and brave. Let timid doctrinators depart from among us to carry their servility and miserable fears elsewhere. This people is its own master. It wishes to be the brother of other peoples, to look on the insolent with a proud glance, not to grovel before them, imploring its own freedom. It will no longer follow in the trail of men whose hearts are foul. No, no, no. Providence has presented Italy with Victor Emmanuel. Every Italian should rally round him. By the side of Victor Emmanuel, every quarrel should be forgotten, all rancor depart. Once more, I repeat my battle cry. To arms, all of you! If March 1861 does not find 1 million of Italians in arms, then alas for liberty, alas for the life of Italy. Ah no, far be from me a thought which I loathe like poison. March of 1861, or if need be February, find at least all of our post-Italians of Calatafimi, Palermo, Ancona, the Volturno, Castelfidardo, and the Sirmia, and with us every man of this land who is not a coward or a slave. Let all of us rally round the glorious hero of Palestro, and give the last blow to the crumbling edifice of tyranny. Receive then, my gallant young volunteers, at the honored conclusion of 10 battles, one word of farewell from me. I utter this word with deepest affection, and from the very bottom of my heart. Today I am obliged to retire, but for a few days only. The hour of battle will find me with you again, by the side of the champions of Italian liberty. Let those only return to their homes who are called by the imperative duties which they owe to their families, and those who by glorious wounds deserve the credit of their country. These indeed will serve Italy in their homes by their counsel, by the very aspect of the scars which adorn their youthful brows. Apart from these, let all others remain to guard our glorious banners. We shall meet again before long to march together to the redemption of our brothers who are still slaves to the stranger. We shall meet again before long to march to new triumph.